Welcome back to another James application study. Before we worry about starting another week, let's sit together and just breathe. Okay, let's get started. James shifts in verse 11. But the thread he is pulling is the same one he has been holding since the beginning of the chapter. He has been talking about pride, the kind that fights for whatever it wants, that uses people, that chases the world's approval. And now he turns to one of pride's most common expressions. Don't speak against one another, brothers. He who speaks against a brother and judges his brother speaks against the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge. Speaking against a brother, judging a sister. We know what this looks like. The comment made just out of earshot. The group message that turns into a verdict on someone who isn't in the conversation. The way we can dress up criticism as concern, or gossip as a prayer request. James is not saying that discernment is wrong, or that we can never speak honestly about someone's behavior. The New Testament is full of instructions to confront, correct, and restore one another. That is not what James is addressing here. He is addressing something more subtle. The posture of a person who has appointed themselves as the final word on another person's life, their character or their worth. When you speak against a brother in that way, James says you are not just criticizing a person, you are placing yourself above the law that governs all of you. You are saying, in effect, that you are the standard, not God, not His word, not His judgment. You. This is an extremely heavy thing to sit with. Only one is the lawgiver who is able to save and to destroy, but who are you to judge one another? Who are you to judge one another? That question is not rhetorical in a dismissive way. James is not saying, mind your own business. He is pointing to something much more specific. There is only one lawgiver. Only one who holds the full picture of a person's life, their history, their wounds, their motives, their trajectory. Only one who knows what someone has come through and where they are headed. That is not you, and it is not me. The judgment we render on other people is always partial. We see a moment, a behavior, a pattern, and we build a verdict from it. We decide who someone is, what they deserve, whether they are worth our time or our grace. And James says that seat is taken. This is not a call to be naive or to ignore real harm. It is a call to hold our verdicts loosely, because we are not the judge. We are fellow defendants, standing in the same need of mercy that we are so reluctant to extend. Let's sit with this for a moment. Is there someone you have already decided about? Someone whose case you have closed in your own mind? I feel like this part right here, we should spend some extra time with. Because we see this a lot online, where people will make a huge claim about a large group of people, and they'll essentially say, well, they're wrong, so I don't have to engage with them. What they believe is heresy, so I don't have to engage with them. I've seen this time and time again in theological debates. And the reality is that this applies to me as well. I have seen people make claims like that, calling others heretics, and I've made comments like, well, they're showing rotten fruit, questioning the genuineness of their faith. And in that moment, it's so easy for me to forget that I have my own blind spots. I have my own weaknesses. Now, to be clear, this is not to excuse anyone's behavior. This is simply a call for reflection. So since we may have closed a particular case in our minds, what would it look like to open it back up? Not to excuse what they did, I want to make that clear, but to remember that the final word belongs to God, not to any of us. Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow, let's go into this city and spend a year there, trade, and make a profit. Yet you don't know what your life will be like tomorrow. For what is your life? For you are a vapor that appears for a little time, and then vanishes away. The scene James paints here is ordinary. A group of merchants making plans, mapping out the next year, calculating profit margins. There's nothing dramatic going on, nothing obviously sinful. And yet, James stops them. You don't know what your life will be like tomorrow. To be clear, this is not a warning against planning. James is not saying that making plans is wrong, or that thinking about the future is faithless. He is pointing to something underneath the planning, the assumption that tomorrow is guaranteed, that the future is yours to arrange, that your life is a project that you are managing. From what is your life? For you are a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away. A vapor, here for a moment and then gone. That image is not meant to be depressing. It is meant to be clarifying. It is meant to sober us. When you know that your life is brief and that you are not ultimately in control of it, it changes how you hold things. Plans become more open-handed. Ambitions become less desperate. The need to secure everything right now loosens a little, because you are not the one holding it all together anyway. Sit with that image for a moment. A vapor. Not worthless. Vapor is very real. It is visible, it does matter, but it does not last. And it does not hold its own shape. What are you gripping right now as though it is permanent? How many times have we planned for something, and it doesn't even have to be anything major, but we made plans and everything just fell apart? And you have worse case scenarios where you might say goodbye to somebody for the last time. You think you'll see them tomorrow. You say goodbye like it's just an ordinary Tuesday. You wake up on Wednesday morning to a text, and you realize that they're gone. So I think that this not only shows us that we should hold our plans with open hands, but also that we should stop, take a second, and be grateful for what we have, who we have. James 4:15-16 says, "For you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will both live, and do this or that. But now you glory in your boasting. All such boasting is evil." If the Lord wills. James is not giving us a magic phrase to attach to our sentences. He is describing a posture, a way of holding the future with open hands rather than clenched fists. The boasting James is describing is not necessarily loud or arrogant. It can be quiet. It is the inner assumption that your plans are solid, that your future is settled, that you are the author of what comes next. And James says that kind of boasting, even the silent internal kind, is evil. Not because planning is wrong, but because it leaves God out. It treats the future as something you own, rather than something you are being given, one day at a time. If the Lord wills. That phrase, held honestly, is an act of trust. It is saying, I have hopes, I have plans, I have things I am working towards, and I am holding all of it loosely because I know who actually holds tomorrow. Is there something that you are planning right now that you have not yet surrendered to that kind of openness? Not to abandon the plan, but to hold it differently. To him, therefore, who knows to do good and doesn't do it, to him it is sin. James closes the chapter with one of the most quietly convicting verses in the entire letter. It is not about the dramatic sins. It is not about the obvious failures. It is about the good you already know to do and haven't done. The conversation you have been putting off. The person you have been meaning to check on. The apology that has been sitting in the back of your mind for weeks. The act of generosity you felt prompted towards and then talked yourself out of. James calls that sin. Not because God is waiting to catch you in a technicality, but because the gap between what you know and what you do is where the heart is actually revealed. This is not meant to pile guilt on top of you. James has already told us in this chapter that God gives more grace. He has already told us that if we draw near, He will draw near to us. But grace is not a reason to stay comfortable in the gap. It is the power to close it. What is the good that you already know to do? Not a list, just one thing. The one that came to mind when you heard that question. That is probably where this chapter is asking you to start. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, I really do appreciate you being here, and I hope that this was edifying. If you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe, stick around, leave a comment, let me know how this meditation affected you.